love some good band music, military style. Today is Friday, January 12th, and we've got a blizzard going on here in Chicago. Airport was on ground stop for about an hour. I'm sure there's going to be a lot of cancellations. You might even hear a snowplow go through as we do the show here. So hang on, and maybe we'll have a snowball fight after we're done here. Anchors away, folks. Anchors away. Okay, let me bring this military exercise to a halt. That's in honor of our military who've been busy the last couple of days doing some things that Joe Bergen needed to do. So let me get you guys going with some new videos. We got a good video here for you this morning, and a rare Brandon Johnson interview. You can, although this reporter, I forget her name. Last name's Francois. Interviewed Brandon yesterday, and there's a short clip that we have. There's a longer interview, I guess, coming out today. But he was kind of agitated, to say the least. I guess she was asking some hardcore questions and ticked her off a little bit. So let's look at that and see what our friend Let's Go Brandon has to say.
We've seen in a while, only hours away, more than 500 migrants are still waiting for shelter space in Chicago. 239 migrants are staying in warming buses at the city's landing zone, and 3 more charter buses from Texas expected to arrive in the city today. That's just one of the topics we pressed Mayor Brandon Johnson on during a one-on-one interview today. Our Sabrina Franza sat down with the mayor. Sabrina, this is a rare opportunity to get answers to so many questions about what's happening in the city.
Eric, it was, and nothing was off the table in this conversation. The goal, to learn about how the Johnson administration plans to govern the city in the middle of a migrant crisis while delivering on their campaign promises.
I want to talk about this year. New year, same mayor, new budget, right? But same mission.
She's trying to point the finger to him and say, "Hey, quit pointing your finger at other people. You own it now, buddy." That's basically what she's saying there.
You talked a lot about treatment, not trauma in your campaign, and you're inching closer and closer to getting that done. When do you expect crisis responders to be on 911 calls?
So it's not just about reopening 2 mental health clinics that were closed, but it's also about providing care, because 40% of the 911 calls that were coming through really required a mental health care response.
But do we know which neighborhoods or when?
Well, as I said, whether it's Austin, whether it's Roseland, whether it's North Lawndale, Garfield Park, pick a side of the city of Chicago on the west or south side of.
Those are all the bad areas of town, folks, where they need, they're going to put mental health experts with the police. We'll see how that goes.
Pick a neighborhood.
We've been on the street in those communities as well. And when we talk to voters, a lot of times they'll voice concerns about being frustrated that they don't think your administration is hearing them because of the monies that are being spent on the migrant crisis that they're not seeing. It seems like this money just appears out of thin air, but isn't being invested in their own.
That's a good question. Boy, she leads up to that one. Where is the money going, Mayor?
Communities. Why do you think they feel that way?
Well, because, again, black and brown neighborhoods, and particularly black communities, have been disinvested in. Keep in mind that the migrant crisis, this international global crisis, really requires a federal resource response.
International global crisis, but I don't see this happening in Florida. I don't see this happening in Atlanta, Georgia. I don't see this happening in Arkansas or Mississippi or Alabama. Ponder that, folks. Ponder that, because we got tons of incoming here in Chicago. We're getting 4 buses a day at least. It's getting harder and harder to count them.
What if the federal government doesn't help you?
Well, clearly they haven't thus far.
But is
He's angry that she touched a hot button on that one.
that sustainable? Because you've said it isn't sustainable.
Let's go back. He's upset about that.
But is that sustainable? Because you've said it isn't sustainable.
I think you've answered it. No, it's not sustainable. The Congress does have to act, and if they do not act, this is going to continue to cause the type of chaos.
At least he's got somebody that he can blame. Okay, he's gonna blame Congress from now on. There's the plan.
That's that the governor of Texas wants to do.
But we're running out of space. So where are these people going to go?
He doesn't really have an answer to this. He's going to tell her what he's done so far, but he's got no plan, folks. The plan. There is no plan.
27 shelters is what I've built.
And they're all full.
And we have provided education, health care for these families. And we did all of that without having to cut back on services to people, as I've already expressed, that have been set at the margins for generations.
So we've asked all of these questions, and we've talked to people in your city council, people on the street. They're frustrated with the lack of transparency from your administration. They say, shelters are opening up in my ward, and I don't know they're opening until they're open. Why do you feel?
He's going to be sending these people to your house next, folks. I'm serious. He needs anywhere he can to put these people.
Like those who you're working with collaboratively and those who have voted for you feel you are not being transparent.
If people believe that there's more information that's available, then they're
He's not even answering her question. He's just struggling to say something, and he's not very articulate in how he's doing it.
looking for nothing, because I've been absolutely clear about this mission.
Much more coming up with Mayor Brandon Johnson at 6. We talk more about transparency, supporting asylum seekers, and the Chicago Bears. In the newsroom, Sabrina Franza, CBS 2 News.
We'll see.
Yeah, he's spending a lot of time on the migrants. I'm sure there's other stuff falling through the cracks here in Chicago. So let's take a ride with the migrants in New Jersey. So they're kind of Eric Adams decided to go with the same process as Brandon Johnson came up with the same results. The buses started hitting New Jersey instead of New York. They're using their transit system to get the people downtown. When in reality, the New York system was working fine. They just showed up at this transit center, the buses unloaded, and all was great. But that wasn't what Eric Adams wanted. That was too streamlined. That was too perfected. So he had to throw in some special rules. Now these buses are dropping people off in New Jersey and let them take the train down into New York City. So here's a reporter that actually went along for the ride with a bunch of migrants that arrived in New Jersey.
To take you on a ride with a group of migrants who traveled to New Jersey from Texas, then took a train to New York City.
That's proof that there are ways around a new executive order which places restrictions on when and how buses carrying migrants can arrive in the city.
All right, here's Fox 5's Stephanie Bertini with the latest in our Migrants in America series.
Secaucus Junction Station in the middle
bus,
of the night.
the bus,
a charter
here
bus
it
from
comes.
Texas pulls up. We watch as New Jersey Transit Police connect with two men, the bus driver and his partner. Within minutes, women, men, and children emerge.
¿Cómo te sientas?
How are
At least they have coats and hats. That's a good sign.
How are you feeling? I asked. Very good. A little tired, but good, he replied, clearly wearing relief all over his face. He's been traveling for 3 months, he said. His journey is almost complete. The final destination will be, of course, New York. In this group, people from all different countries, united by an American dream they would do almost anything for. For countless migrants and asylum seekers, New York City is the epitome of that American dream. I asked this woman how long she's been waiting for this all to come together.
Mucho tiempo.
A long time, she said. Her joy impossible to ignore.
Where's the free stuff, they're saying, right? Read between the lines. Where's the free stuff? Where do I get my free 5-star hotel room, 3 meals a day, and a Visa card? Where's it at? Show me how to get there.
Also staring us in the face, the tears that come when words are too hard to find. This young man says he drove from New York City to pick up his extended family here in New Jersey. They're all from Venezuela.
I just thank God that they made it.
The majority of them don't have anyone waiting to pick them up, so they walk inside the station with the few things they own. We watch as they wait for a train ticket to New York City. Sources tell Fox 5 News the tickets were purchased for them. The men who brought them from Texas wouldn't talk, but once they left, we got on that train with the migrants. Destination Penn Station. From anxious to overjoyed, they're clearly carrying a lot of emotion.
Oh, the overjoyedness is going to come to a ceasing halt at some point in the next few days.
This is all for my children, says this mother of 3. That they can grow calmly, that they can have stability, that they can study, come and go.
That they can play among the rats.
Things that can't happen in my country. Her youngest in her arms is just 1 year old. They've been traveling for months. We came from Venezuela, Peru, Ecuador, Colombia, Panama, Costa Rica, Nicaragua, Honduras, Guatemala, Mexico, and then they crossed the border into the United States. Fear, a lot of fear. When you're traveling, you're scared. The journey into the U.S. is dangerous. It's been extensively documented that countless migrants lose their lives. Everything with the help of family and friends, because without directions, without anything, here you can't make it. It was around 1 a.m. when the group arrived to Penn Station, successfully avoiding an apparent loophole. A recent executive order by Mayor Eric Adams places restrictions on when and how buses carrying migrants can come to New York City. For example, they can only arrive between 8:30 a.m. and noon from Monday to Friday. It was implemented last month after 14 buses arrived from Texas all in one night. Shortly after, officials started reporting the buses were leaving the migrants just a short train ride away at stations in New Jersey. In response, the governor of New Jersey wrote a letter asking bus companies to provide 32 hours advance notice before bringing migrants. The move clearly supportive of the executive order by Mayor Adams. But the bottom line is what we caught on camera proves. There's ways around it all.
Mi nombre es Power.
And people willing to help, like advocate Power Malou. As they left Penn Station, he helped them get Ubers, Lyfts, or taxis. This mother and son are from Haiti. The boy is just 2 years old, she told me in Spanish. She also shared that they're heading to meet a relative. That young mother of 3 we talked to on the train got into a vehicle with her family and headed to the Roosevelt Hotel in Midtown Manhattan. It's the official intake center for migrants and asylum seekers in New York City during this migrant crisis.
It's very emotional just seeing them come here and feeling like they're here.
To date, officials say more than 160,000 migrants have come to New York City since last spring. The mayor has repeatedly said more resources are needed from
160,000. They're getting 10 buses a day. Chicago's getting 4. I saw something today. I didn't get a chance to preview it. Eric Adams is starting to backtrack on his budget cuts for some reason, so I'm sure we're going to get some more details about that in the next couple of days.
the federal government because shelters are at capacity.
This is super grassroots. This is people hitting us up on WhatsApp, letting us know what the situation is, what they need. We basically put out a call for volunteers to donate, and then volunteers to donate not only funds, but donate their time as well.
We're all donating our tax dollars to this effort, folks. Don't be too generous.
Because now with this executive order, we kind of have to be all over the place trying to find the migrants because they're now scattered.
Scattered, but clearly still coming to America and finding
still
their
be
way
coming,
to New York
coming
City
to America.
in large numbers. North, New York, the United States, how it is. It's a dream. Stephanie Bertini, Fox 5 News.
Can you say rats? Can you say rats? Migrants Meet Rats is coming soon. I also wanted to show you guys been putting out some shorts in the last couple days. They don't come up on your playlist unless you go look at them really for some reason. So let me play one of those for you as there's one out there. I got a migrant one here that I'll play for you, and we'll let that one go.
Well, let's remind everybody that it is the choice, the inhumane choice of the governor of Texas and his colleagues in Texas to send thousands of people across the nation and specifically to Chicago, many of them with sandals on their feet, with no coat when they arrive, who haven't been given a meal in quite some time, and they arrive here in need. Now, nobody thinks this is a good idea, especially in December, January, and February in Chicago, to take them out of an environment in which the weather is much warmer and put them in a freezing cold environment, especially as we saw the weather yesterday. So let's just all recognize that this is being foisted upon the city of Chicago. Nobody's asked for this. Well, let's remind everyone.
So there you go there, and then we've got another one here about the migrant crisis. Hey folks, ever wonder what it costs the state of Illinois to take care of an illegal migrant? Well, here it is.
The governor has estimated we're going to spend $1 billion to take care of 26,000 plus migrants. Friends, that's almost $50,000 per person, per migrant, to solve the migrant crisis.
And we fought in all the wars in this country. We've done everything we had to do as African-American people to support our country, and we don't have no support on the back end.
There you go. Your tax dollars being wasted and flushed down the toilet. So there you go. Check out Land Cruiser Midwest. We got a lot of videos out there in addition to these live streams. So here's where we did a couple interviews in the last couple of weeks. We interviewed Paint the Trump and also a friend who's left Illinois for Florida. You'll find out why he decided to leave Illinois. That was an easy decision. So his name is Craig. Hey, Craig, shout out to you. I know he watches the channel, and was a great interview. And he's missing all the snow. As I said, we're going to get 8 to 12 inches here in the next day or two, and then it's heading down to 5 degrees and maybe below with the wind chill in Chicago. So let me end it there. I think we're like almost 20 minutes in. So I thank you for joining us. I'm DJ Wonder Chrissy. Like, share, and subscribe. This is Migrant Mayhem, keeping you guys up to date on what's happening on the migrant front, the illegals, the border crisis, whatever you want to call it. You can call it whatever you want. Hey, God bless Trump, and over and out.